while we were talking to Rich Gannon, some breaking news in the National Hockey League.
Want me to hit you with it here?
We both got it.
Peter Laviolette is no longer the head coach of the Nashville Predators. The Nashville Predators officially announced it themselves. The Preds have 45 points currently in the standings. They are only 4 points out of the final wild card position in the Western Conference. And, Tim, I know things haven't exactly gone well here for the Nashville Predators, but this is a guy in Peter Laviolette who has been to the playoffs every season.
Yeah, I think
as head coach of the Nashville Predators.
I think they're upset at what's going on this year and expected much more. And
no doubt.
At 45 points and second to last, I mean, it's a tough division, and a lot of people in that division are playing well, but you can't be the Nashville Predators with all of that talent and be where they are. I'm sorry.
Again, it's the timing. Tim, you're right. Like there are David Poile and that team have expectations in that market. But again, this is a guy who took this team to the finals.
Yeah.
Like you would anticipate at least if they're going to play out the year, and Nashville, after bringing in Matt Duchene, after making that PK Subban, after doing a lot of things, and you don't know how many good years Pekka Rinne has left. If it's the end of the year and Nashville missed the postseason, I completely understand this move.
But they can't wait. Like this is.
But again, Tim, I want to repeat this. They're 4 points. They're 4 points out of a playoff spot in the West.
And sixth in the division. If they were, I've been thinking about this for a while. If they were a Canadian franchise, people would be screaming and yelling about what's gone on in Nashville thus far. They're a way better team than they're showing.
I don't know how many Canadian franchises with 5 straight playoff appearances would be screaming and yelling like that, though. Like that's not a nothing stretch for a head coach in this league.
No, I'm not suggesting that. What I'm suggesting to you is sixth in the division with that team is simply not good enough. They have 19 wins in 41 games,
and Chicago coming up hot behind them. Right?
Yeah.
The Blackhawks have had a bit of a run here.
Now, I don't know what the goaltending situation is because their team save percentage is under 9. And Pekka Rinne has struggled mightily in the postseason. He was always a great regular season goalie. And I think a lot of people thought that UC Saros was the guy waiting in the wings. And neither have been very good this year.
No.
And you look at the defense core and you think, that's pretty good defense core. Is it just the goalies? Is it the system? Have they grown tired of his message in the room? Whatever it is, David Poile's done waiting.
I mean, Roman Jossi's been one of the best defensemen in the league this season. It's not like the cupboard is bare in front of him.
No, not at all.
But Tim, I mean, let's get back to goaltending.
He leads them in points. Like you think about
that's an issue.
You think about
that's an issue.
Oh yeah. When you think about what they invested in Matt Duchene and Ryan Johansson to have Roman Josi leading them, and listen, he's been wonderful. He's got 44 points in 41 games. He's a really good defenseman, among the best in the league.
Right.
But if you put that kind of money and that kind of investment in those two centers, you need more from them.
You need more from your goaltending. You need more from those guys up front. Yeah. But Tim, every time we break it down with these National Hockey League teams, I mean, well, how does Pete DeBoer get fired in San Jose? Yeah. They don't have any goaltending. Yeah, but again, Tim, the one part that, well, there are a couple things that shock me here, but you don't think 4 points out of a wild card gives him a buffer in any way? Obviously, it didn't. Obviously, it didn't matter to David Poile and ownership. But that's just the part that I keep having my jaw drop over.
Yeah.
They're only 4 points in a league where you pick up a point most nights for fun. And a guy in Peter Laviolette who has his track record, he's got a ring. He's got a Stanley Cup ring. He nearly got another one with his organization. If I'm a coach and I'm on the hot seat right now for any team in this league,
but didn't you think
I'm super nervous right now because this guy's going to get hired by
someone. And I think also that some of the other coaching moves, maybe namely in Toronto, would have had owners and GMs thinking, well, maybe all we need to do is shake up the coaching ranks. And as I search through some of the quotes, you can't really find anything that would lead you to some sort of answer besides being sixth in the division. But I'll ask you this. When the Nashville Predators made the Stanley Cup Finals, and remember, this is 2016, 2017 now, did you not think that there was going to be a run where this was going to be one of the best teams in the Western Conference for a time to come?
Absolutely.
And they haven't really lived up to that.
No. Is that a Peter Laviolette thing, though? Look, he's the coach. He had to bite it today. So somebody thought it was.
Well, for years I was saying it was Pekka Rinne in the postseason, but maybe a part of that is coaching too.
Elliot just tweeted out, someone asked David Poile who the coach is going to be tomorrow night against Boston. To be determined.
Oh, that's always a great answer.
So this seems a little rushed.
Okay, so maybe it's not. Maybe there's something. If you don't know who it is, maybe there's something more to it that we don't know.
I mean, I didn't want to go there, but yeah, I mean, Kevin McCarthy on his staff also went with him. So two bodies left that bench today for the Nashville Predators. We don't know much more than that.
Yeah, I'm just searching through the quotes, and I was looking for some sort of reason beyond we're sixth in the division. And there is nothing that. It's just under the leadership of Peter and Kevin, our organization reached unprecedented heights.
Yeah.
From our franchise-altering run to the Stanley Cup Final to a President's Trophy to our first 2 Central Division titles. Their passion for the game, ability to motivate a team, blah, 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 blah. That's all from David Poile. The president and CEO, Sean Henry, said on and off the ice, Laviolette and their families have left an indelible mark on the entire Smashville community. So nothing, lasting impact, changed lives. We owe them a debt of gratitude.
Seems pretty cordial on the way out, is what you're saying. Okay, so that's interesting. So right now, Mike Babcock does not have a job,
and Peter
Laviolette does not have a job. Yeah. Now it's not an apples to apples comparison in terms of public image right now, as most people realize. But those are two guys who will won a hell of a lot of games in this league.
Yes,
two guys who know how to get teams to the playoffs. Again, 5 straight years, Peter Laviolette got Nashville into the postseason. They were in a fight this year where they were only 4 points out of a wild card when this trigger got pulled, and I'm floored by it. Man, I'm absolutely floored by it.
This also speaks to the lack of patience. We're going to do what we missed, but we don't have time for it because we have this breaking news. But it speaks to the lack of patience in ownership and executive around all pro sports. It's January 6th. This is the 6th. Now, there have been different reasoning behind
it. Has not been a normal year. You're
6th head coach to be fired in the NHL this year, and we're on January 6th. It's unbelievable, and I don't know that there isn't more to this story. I hadn't heard anything before now, and the quotes make it seem like this is a results-based decision.
I mean, but you kind of hinted at it, and it's a valid point. You look at Sheldon Keefe, who's going to take on the Oilers tonight. 15 wins in 20 games.
Yeah.
Jeff Ward, I know things have leveled out in Calgary a bit, but Jeff Ward, when he
got a little bit of a bump, yep.
They got a bit of a bump. GMs see that. Owners see that.
Don't forget the Blues last year.
Oh, and the ultimate change of the head coach.
I mean, Jordan Binnington gets a lot of credit for that, but there was also
in their own division too, right?
Yeah.
Like Nashville got a front row seat for that.
Right.
So that left a burning image for David Poile and company as well. Again, Peter Laviolette out as head coach of the Predators. Wow. Didn't see that one coming today.
Yeah. Both he and Kevin McCarthy relieved of their coaching duties. I'm sure we'll get more. Make sure that you tune in to Elliot Friedman on Twitter. They'll get you more on this story.